You know, it's funny, being a member of Congress is just such an honor and a privilege. It's truly very a humbling experience. And one of the things that happened first was Stephen Colbert from the Colbert Report, if you're familiar. They called up and said, hey, we want to do a thing about get to know your district. And you go into it and you just think, you know, I'm going to have fun. I love this show. And next thing I know, we were on the ground leg wrestling. I lost 4 in a row, not 3 in a row. I have to clarify the record, unfortunately, but boy, what a privilege. And boy, I've got a lot of explaining to do because he talked about my co-chairing Dukakis for president. I'm a Republican, and things change in your life. I can tell you this quick story while I have a moment. My dad was married to a lady by the name of Kitty back in the 1950s, and they had a son. Well, the best thing that ever happened to me is they got divorced. It's because Kitty went over and married a guy named Michael Dukakis, and my dad married my mother and had me. And I really should have this big genealogy sheet to show you how this all works, but I got to tell you, being involved in politics early on and seeing the Dukakis family up front and up close and personal, particularly during a presidential campaign and then moving forward, really instilled with me a need and a desire to be involved in your community. While I don't think I agree with Michael Dukakis on any issues, literally I don't think we agree on any, I can tell you that I do agree with him in the philosophy of community service. That we should all be involved to one degree or another, whether it's your city council or just, Arbor Day or whatever it might be, that we need our people to be involved. And so I applaud you for being involved and being here in Washington, D.C., being away from your family. Certainly serving in the United States Congress is difficult. The most difficult thing that I do is being away from my family. I have a wife, I have 3 kids, and to travel back and forth every single week to Washington, D.C. is difficult at best. But it is an honor and privilege to serve. The issues are huge. I care deeply, as I know you do, about your country, the direction that we're going. These are tough times for a lot of people. A lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are having a hard time. And it's difficult to see. But I can tell you that there are so many people committed to getting it right. As you go forward in the United States Congress, again, I'm just a freshman. I have a lot to learn. I really do appreciate it. I'm not just buttering him up here, because usually it goes the other way. I'm telling you, Bob Levy is a very good man. And I really appreciate it. I was 16 years in the local business community. My mother had passed away from cancer in 1995. It was the same year the Huntsman family started what's called the Huntsman Cancer Institute in Utah, which our Utahns know about. And so when John Huntsman Jr. decided he was going to run for governor, I raised my hand. And I said, you know what, I'd actually like to get involved and help out. I don't know what you stand for, but you're going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to fight cancer. Count me in. I'll put up a yard sign. And next thing I knew, I was working for the campaign. He made me the campaign manager, and next thing I knew, I was the chief of staff. And I was involved in government service, and I didn't expect to be. The point being is, when I was in the governor's office, I came to realize in a very short amount of time that having a good lobbyist is one of the key things to getting things forward. That how things happen at the state level, how they happen at the federal level, terribly complicated. But when you have a person like Bob, who can sort right to the nub of the issue and get you the information that you need, that is invaluable. And you have one of the best on Capitol Hill. I am new to this. I have been reading up as ferociously as I possibly can. I saw this great thing about the Pony Express. I was kind of reading some of the history of what happened. It had this ad, evidently, that ran a long, long time ago. It said, and I quote, "Wanted, young, skinny, wiry fellows, not over 18, must be expert riders and willing to risk death daily, orphans preferred." That's the same ad I saw for the United States Congress. I can do this. I can relate. We're going to have a hearing today. It's an important hearing. I'm happy and pleased to support and tell you today, and I haven't even told Bob this, but having dived into the issue fresh and new and look at it, I am going to be a proud supporter of HR 22. Good answer. See, you know how Bob knows how this. Listen, it's an honor and privilege to serve. Things particularly good to see the good people from Utah. But please know how much we appreciate what you do and how you do it. So many people are relying on you to get it right. And to be part of that and have this interaction, your presence on Capitol Hill means so much. If you want to continue to have a major influence upon what happens in the United States Congress, please pepper your congressmen, your senators, let them know you're there. There's nothing more compelling than shaking a hand of somebody that's from your district. And so I applaud you for your participation, the time and effort, the money that it takes to come out to Washington, D.C. It does have an effect. I look forward to working continually with the organization. I appreciate your hospitality this morning, and thank you for inviting me here. And I look forward to getting to know as many of you as I possibly can. So thank you for having me here this morning. I appreciate it. Thank you.